Good afternoon and welcome to this tutorial video on writing exercise C for English 208A. I'm going to take you through the entire process and help you get started today, so follow along. I'm also going to go through how to turn in this assignment if Microsoft Word is not working for you. Alright, so first thing that we're going to do is go into our English 208 course. We're going to click Tools at the top and Assignments. We're going to scroll on down till we see Narrative Writing Exercise C, and we're going to click it. From there, we're going to go ahead and scroll down until we see the attachments, and we're going to click this to download it. Alright, from there, you should be able to open your Microsoft Word document, and it might look something like this. You might notice you're not able to type into the document at first, so hit Enable Editing at the top. It'll be in that yellow bar. From there, it may still give you trouble with writing, so do this. Go to File, Save As, and save it to perhaps your desktop. We don't want it to get lost in the Downloads folder. So I'm going to click Browse and Desktop. And I'm just going to save it with my first initial and last name so I can find it later and know that this is the copy I'm working in, and I'm going to hit Save. Okay, from there you may need to close out the document for just a moment. Find it where you had it saved on your desktop and double click it to open it again. Now you should be able to type in the document. Alright, so from there I'm going to put in my name. I'm Miss C, put in yours. And then let's read the directions. So it says to write the paragraphs that would appear in a piece of fiction just before the discovery of a body. Ooh, spooky. You may describe the moments leading up to when the character finds the body, the location where the body is found, or both. The purpose of this exercise is to generate some suspense. Then we're going to skip a line and describe at least one method that you use to create the suspense in your paragraph. So, in this week we talked about the 4 elements of suspense. We said to create suspense, a lot of game designers, movie makers, horror writers use these 4 things: setting, imagery or descriptive wording, characters, and then pacing and time. So we've got to use at least one of these things to generate some suspense. We'll probably end up using more than one. Alright, let's go ahead on and look at the example. I want you to pause the video for a moment just to read over it. Okay, so as you can see, if you're looking at this with me, this is about a runner about to find a body. And it looks like I used setting, so kind of a creepy, deserted setting, as well as a lot of imagery. So the soft earth, a pungent smell, loud croaks of a bullfrog, right? Pine trees, lots of imagery. And I write about that when I'm asked how I create suspense in my writing. I say I use setting and imagery, and I kind of explain how I did it. So now we need to write something kind of scary about finding a body. So I want you to think for a minute about a scenario where this might happen. It could be from a movie you've watched before. It could be from a show like NCIS. But think really quickly about where this might happen. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start my writing. I think I'm going to write this time about maybe a girl who finds a body in her basement. That sounds nice and creepy. Maybe she's just moved into a new house. So, a basement in a new house would be my setting. Now I need to think about my imagery. Okay, I'm gonna keep a note. So she's a girl looking in a basement is my setting. And then I said, yes, it's in a new house. That's my setting. Then I'm just brainstorming here some imagery. How could I describe this place? What would my five senses be taking in this basement? I want to think in a spooky way. So I'm thinking maybe she smells a musty, mildewy smell. And maybe a weird odor too, like something died. Okay. What could she see? Maybe she sees lots of clutter, some boxes, some spider webs. What does it feel like? I think it feels cold, dark, damp, like a basement normally does. Maybe it feels dusty. She can feel dust on like the stairs. Okay. And then what about the characterization? So our character, the girl, we said that she's a teenager. How is she going to feel as she's walking into this place? I think she's going to be nervous. Maybe her palms are sweaty, right? Because what does nervous look like? Her heart is beating. She's shaking a little bit. Okay, she doesn't know what she's going to find. Maybe she doesn't like the dark. That could add an interesting thing. And then finally, the pacing. Now, I think I'm going to slow it down, right? Because it's all about making our reader wait for the payoff, right? So I'm going to use lots of details to slow down the story, to keep them waiting. All right, so now I've done some brainstorming. Let's go ahead and start. Now, what's this girl's name? I'm going to name her Stacy. All right. So I'm going to say Stacy slowly opened the door to the basement of the new house. Ooh, maybe I'll say the door gave a loud creak as it opened. That sounds creepy. So a little bit more imagery. Let's get some more of that imagery. So it smells musty, mildewy, weird odor, lots of clutter, boxes, spider webs. How can I show this? Well, let's see. How would you feel if you were smelling something musty and mildewy? Maybe I'll say her face puckered up as she took in a strange, mildewy smell. Okay. There was another smell too. Weird. Like something had died down here long ago. Creepy. Alright, let's keep drawing it out. She brushed, so we've got some cobwebs. So maybe she brushed aside some cobwebs as she began to walk down the stairs, step by slow step. Let's make them wait, right? All right, what else? She could feel the chill in the air because it's cold, right? Maybe it's like a damp chill. She could feel the damp chill in the air as she went further down until her feet hit the dusty concrete floor. It's got to be an unfinished basement, right? Alright, so we've got cold, dark. Oh, we should add that it's dark. I haven't even added that yet. Maybe I'll say that she felt around for a light switch on the wall, but couldn't locate it. It was so dark. Alright, so she's starting to get nervous. Maybe the smell is stronger here. Oh, I'm gonna say the smell was stronger down here. And Stacy started to feel nervous. Maybe her palms started to sweat. Okay. As she fumbled for the switch. She doesn't like the dark, like we said. So we're showing that. Okay. So she groped around in the clutter, trying to find what she had come here for. I don't say what she's come here for, but I imagine there must be something. Maybe I'll leave it a little mysterious. Okay. Her hand reached out and felt something. Oh, and I'm gonna cut it off. I don't want to describe the actual body. I'm just leading up to it. So as you can imagine, if I kept writing, we would be at that creepy point. So, did I create some suspense for you? I can always edit and change up things later, but this is kind of looking good. It's a couple of sentences, so it builds some suspense, right? We're waiting to see what will happen. Lots of details. So now the question is, how did we create suspense in the writing? So I'm going to say that I used the setting and imagery to create a lot of suspense in my writing. And how did I do it? Well, let's look back up at my brainstorming. So I chose the setting of a dark basement in a new house. And why did I do that? Because basements are creepy and kind of unknown, right? So maybe to help the reader feel a sense of fright in the unknown. And then what about the imagery? I used the imagery to kind of help the reader feel what Stacy was feeling, right? Good imagery helps us really feel like we're in the story, and the more invested you get, the creepier this kind of stuff tends to get. It's why horror games tend to be scarier than horror movies, because you feel more a part of it. Alright, so I've got enough now. I've written a little bit about how I created suspense. It doesn't matter if you keep your brainstorming or not, as long as you've got this part. So now let's go ahead and save by hitting File and Save, and let's turn it in. We're going to go back to the Dropbox, and we're going to go ahead and scroll on down. Remember, don't turn this in until you've added something new to this, right? If you use the Stacy example, I want you to pick a different setting or some different imagery. Do something new. Make it kind of spooky so you can get full credit. Okay, from here I'm going to scroll past. You can see how I'm going to grade you. It's just on prompt, following directions, and effort. This includes mixing it up, right? So make sure that you've done that. From here I'm going to go down until I see Submit Assignment. I'm going to hit Add a File, click on My Computer, and hit Upload. Okay, from here I'm going to go to my desktop where I saved it, and I'm going to go ahead and turn in my assignment sheet. I'll hit Add. If it shows up in blue, there it is. Now let's say that I couldn't get the assignment document to work for me today. I can write my assignment into the comments box. Okay, so if you can't get it to work, you can always type in here. It won't save, so maybe take a picture of your writing if you need to walk away and come back later. Or do it all at once. When you're done, hit submit. You'll know you've done it right if it says file submission successful. But to double check, you can click where it says submission and check it out. Make sure it's the right one, right, to avoid mix-ups. And then you'll hit done. And that's all there is to it. You can reach out at mcondolery@msitemi.org if you have any more questions, and I hope to see you in class very soon.